Welcome to Dreamful Podcast, bedtime stories for slumber. I would like to start off this episode by thanking our newest Patreon supporters, Zoe Hampton and Nicole Smith. Thank you both so much, and I hope you have the sweetest of dreams. If you would also like to contribute to the creation of Dreamful, please visit dreamfulstories.com, where you can find info about the show, and on the support page, there's a link to become a Patreon subscriber. You can get access to bonus content for as little as $1 a month. And Dreamful now provides an annual membership to Patreon at a discount of 15%. So now, for only $10, you can have an entire year of bonus episodes and benefits. This episode is brought to you by June's Journey, the Lost Diaries. If you're anything like me, you probably enjoy puzzles and mysteries, especially when they're combined. Wooga has released a new fictional narrative podcast inspired by their popular hidden object game, June's Journey. I've listened to the first few episodes, and they're so good. With Sarah Grayson, voice actress from the video games Gone Home and Tacoma, guiding the stories, I find myself getting lost in the tales from Prohibition, World War I, and the women's suffrage movement. Find out why things weren't so different a century ago, and how a woman from a time without the internet or even a cell phone can help navigate problems of the modern age. Listen to June's Journey, The Lost Diaries for free on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Google Podcasts. This episode is sponsored by BetterHelp. A lot of people don't know this, but I often suffer from depression and anxiety, which can make it really hard to fall asleep and stay asleep the whole night. Using BetterHelp helped me to identify what was causing anxiety and get the mental health care I needed. BetterHelp will assess your needs with a quick and comprehensive survey and match you with your own licensed professional therapist. You can start communicating in under 24 hours in a safe and private online environment, with the convenience of skipping an uncomfortable waiting room. Send a message to your counselor anytime and receive timely and thoughtful responses. Plus, schedule weekly video or phone sessions. This service is available for clients worldwide, and you can find a licensed professional counselor that specializes in your specific needs, whether that be depression, sleeping, family conflicts, trauma, and much more. Best of all, it's more affordable than offline counseling, and financial aid is available. As a listener of Dreamful, you'll get 10% off your first month by visiting our sponsor at betterhelp.com/dreamful. Join over 1 million people who have taken charge of their mental health. Again, that's BetterHelp, help spelled HELP.com/dreamful. This episode features poems written by Dreamful listeners. It's a special occasion, so let's venture outside, walk down to the creek, lay out a blanket in the warm evening air, and read poetry. So, snuggle up in your blankets and have sweet dreams. The Dream in Me by Lucie Prosser from Buckinghamshire, England. Lucie is actually a very special listener who sparked the idea for this episode after sending me her writing. She loves writing poetry and playing with her cat, Waggles. Love is a powerful gift. One can swell up inside your body, and your heart is thumping with joy. Until you say goodbye, that is when your heart breaks. As you share your first kiss under the romance of the starlit sky, this is the dream that I dream. Will it ever come true? As I wade through the water, and come to the shore, I see an unknown figure. Is the dream to become reality? I will never find out, for my eyes flutter open and my heart is still beating, but my spirit is still high, for there are red roses by my bed, and a letter is sealed with hope. Is this dream to become reality? I will find out one day. A Bed's Bedtime Story by Peter G. Reynolds. Peter is a fellow podcaster at Musings and Other Nonsense, a podcast of whimsical stories, poems, and songs for children. Once upon a time, there was a single bed. He didn't like to sleep. His nights were filled with dread. He called out to his parents, the mighty king and queen. Can I sleep with both of you? I'll squeeze right in between. He curled up in the middle without any hesitation. And if you can picture this, you have quite the imagination. Single slept there for a week, then 2, then 3, then 4. This is getting out of hand, and the king would have no more. They sent him to his room, thinking it was just a game. But his room was very scary, and it shook him to his frame. His 2 best friends had siblings. Their names were Bunk and Twin. He wished that he had someone who could sleep next to him. But he was just a single, so he began to cry. The queen heard his weeping and came to ask him why. I'm scared of all the noises. It's far too dark to see. And what about the monster that is hiding under me? The queen held him tight and kissed his forehead bored. She always listened carefully. He never felt ignored. You're not alone, my love. She looked at him and smiled, then lifted up his covers and revealed a sleeping child. You have to care for her. That's the job of every bed, to give her a safe place where she can rest her weary head. And when you dream with her, there is nothing you can't be, for their imagination will always set you free. You can be her rocket ship and fight in outer space. You can be her sports car and always win the race. You can be her submarine and explore the deep blue sea. You can be her secret house, sitting high up in a tree. Single felt much better and kissed the queen goodnight. She paused briefly at his door, turning on the bathroom light. Single closed his eyes, but then he had a thought. My child doesn't always dream. My mother had forgot. What about her nightmares? Whispered Single, terrified. Sometimes she dreams of monsters, and there is no place to hide. Sometimes she dreams of falling, or fire all around. Sometimes she dreams of being lost and never being found. Then Single heard a voice from deep under the cover. She's absolutely right, it said. Please listen to your mother. His girl crawled out from underneath. Her eyes were bleary red. She wasn't sleeping after all. She'd heard everything they said. Don't worry, said the little girl. She seemed very sincere. If I ever have a nightmare, there's nothing you should fear. If I dream of falling, you'll catch me in the air. If I dream of being lost, at least I know you're there. If I dream of dragons, you'll be my fire truck. If I dream of quicksand, you won't let me get stuck. He straightened out her pillow, her head sunk in real deep. He pulled his covers over her, and they both went fast asleep. She dreamed he was a bear with thick and cozy fur. She cuddled up on top of him. He was always there for her. They explored the icy north, seeing all the wondrous sights. They didn't need the sun or moon. They had the northern lights. And from then on, the single bed really loved the night. For dreaming dreams together made everything all right. And that monster under him, he knew there'd be no trouble, especially in a year or two, when he grew up into a double. The next poem is by Diya K., a high school student from Morgan Hills, California. This amazing poem is dedicated to her family. A sweet, cuddly, fickle furball, Tonto, chasing strings ceaselessly on the carpet. But at the drop of a hat, it emerges a threat. Pearly white, fine sharpened knives from its paws and jaws that make you sweat. Leaping for vengeance, seeking brawl. Not man's best friend, after all. Wolf Moon by Michelle Galvin. Michelle is a self-published poet from Massachusetts and is entering grad school for her master's in library science in the fall. It is cold here and dark as I float. It will be January soon though, and the sun, she will soak through me a deep kiss. It is not that I care to be seen. It is that I long to be missed. I've seen so many things just come as they wish, then go. It has been quiet, so quiet, ages since Apollo. But come January, I will transform into what loves me the most. A dreamer's hopeful whisper, nor waves push and pull, can match up to the symphony in the cries of my wolf. And as it is so, come January, what takes me for granted, their hearts do start to grow. I will expand my canvas and bleed red as their blood. And my wolf who laments when I am gone, will shake the entire universe, and the silence in which I suffer shall be devoured by their song. A dream, a wave, the heart of man, they are merely echoes of myself. But my breath, my soul, my power, they do bellow in the howl of my wolf. The Dreams I Have for You by Ellett Merriman from Vermont. Ellett is a senior in high school and has been writing songs and poetry since she was young. In my head, I see a house made up of sticks and stones, with a little blue door that creaks and moans. The windows are painted a glossy clear. All the walls hold warmth while the fire burns hot. The frames of pictures glow, smiling faces of all of us, captured in one take. The stairs go up to the soft wool bed, and blankets all tucked in. I hold your hand and whisper to you, my dreams have come true. In my head, I see a countryside made up of grass and trees, with a big lake and rocks you can jump off when hot. The sun always shines there. All the animals thrive. The day is everlasting, smiling at us big and wide. The breeze blows through and catches us by surprise. And you and I are standing there hand in hand. I pick you up and spin you around, then whisper to you, my dreams have come true. In my head, I see a family made up of me and you, with nothing to keep us from each other. The sky's no limit, all the wonders of the world just for us to find. The reality of life is bliss, smiling as if a smirk, jealous only sometimes. The adventures and fun we'll have, you can't even imagine. I will always be happy with you, so I will whisper to you, my dreams have come true. Sestina for My Grandfather by Emily Lazio from Queens, New York. She's a former children's librarian and wrote this poem in memory of her grandfather. We will have time to play after the work of day is done. He'll swing me in his sturdy arms, and I will whirl as I watch the world spin by, for now he walks to the barn as he has every day to chop the wood with the fluid motion of ripples on a lake. As ice hardens on the frozen lake, my grandfather's clever hands work. The axe falls powerfully and splits the wood to keep the fire burning warm, piled high in his arms. He carries the logs into the warm red barn. Smiling from the window, I watch. Sun sinking low in the sky. He glances at his watch to see not much time is left. The lake of his face begins to well, filling full the barn. Time goes quickly with so much work left to be done. He stretches out his arms. The fire crackles and pop sounds the wood. Stacked high in the barn, there is enough wood to keep the fire alive even after his watch stops ticking, even after his strong arms turn weak and he sinks to the bottom of the lake. The day has ended and no more work can be done, and the lights turn off in the barn. The embers burn low and a cold blows through the barn. The fire dies and shrivels the black wood. An end of a day, but not an end to the work needing to be done. I sit back and watch. The snow begins to fall in the stiff lake, and I see the age that is settled in his arms. There is no more life now in those arms that could once swing me, swing the axe in the barn. The same arms that dug that icy, motionless lake, that piled high the cold barn with wood. I close my eyes. I can no longer watch. The sun sets. There's time to play. He has finished all his work. I watch the ice melt from the lake and see all the work done in the barn. I put more wood on the fire, and he swings me again in his arms. Wonder by Luna G. Luna is 11 years old and loves to dance and write music. Wonder is small, but that does not mean it's bad. Sometimes it will be sad, but it can also lead to more wonder. for something a little funner. Where Dreams Are Grown by Taylor McIntosh. Taylor wrote this beautiful poem for her 2 daughters, Leela and Gwen. Though my eyes are heavy and head hangs low, my thoughts race on, quite loath to slow. When such nights come, I quietly go to the place where dreams are grown. A land unlike the one we know, no regal mountains topped with snow, no sunrise or sunset aglow in the place where dreams are grown. A realm of wonders this land can be, with a violet sky and a silver sea, and a gentle voice that calls to me, come rest where dreams are grown. Sometimes dark dread would have me flee. There are bluffs forged in catastrophe, deep forests that moan a mournful plea. Beware, here dreams are grown. And yet, such cozy warmth is there, with weather uncommonly soft and fair, where lavender breezes stir the air, in the place where dreams are grown. Pegasus flies without a care, dragons' hordes have coin to spare, and mermaids sing with voices rare, in the place where dreams are grown. Through this land, where flowers sway, and mythic creatures love to play, I journey on till break of day, in the place where dreams are grown. 'Tis not the kind of place you'd stay. No, life's demands get in the way. But for to sleep, I'll gladly stray to the place where dreams are grown. A Star in Sunlight by Deborah Roby, who is thankful for her faith, friendships, science, and cat, Tristan, who purrs her to sleep. The Pleiades burn for Orion while he cinches his belt. Ursa and her cub wander, while Cygnus wings gracefully to other worlds, until Ra dives upwards from the horizon. Helios races Apollo, and the burning disk swallows their stories. To be a star in that sunlight, full of purpose and brilliance, but drowned out by the sun's proximity. How frustrating, how disheartening, how lonely. For all your worth, your gifts, your passions, simply outshone by the one who is closer. Your chance will come again. The sun is fickle. It comes and goes, with enough regularity, and you are appreciated for a time. But they are fickle too. There is so much to distract them. Eventually they drown out your sky with their own small suns. They can never get enough, so you burn for no one. This next poem is by Niika Daria from Victoria, Australia. We are the magic of mountaintops, like stars, trillions further than ours, like light bugs in jars, trapped here, not afar. At times our purpose drops in our laps, as if the heavens threw it by accident. At times we are lost, and there is no road in sight. But eager we are to find our inner peace. We look elsewhere for flight. Insight whispers, connected to something greater we are. even when we have lost our way, and the answers are far away. My Little Dream by Briana Salinas. Briana wrote this bedtime poem for her 2 children, Lilith and Lazaro. I'm in my bed, cozy as can be. My eyes start to close, but I start to see. Laying in bed, dreaming a little dream. I'm flying through the night sky so high. As I'm soaring through the stars, I'm not afraid. For I'm only dreaming, just a little dream. My little dream is perfect, as perfect can be. Nothing can ever go wrong, don't you see? For it is just a little dream. Dreaming away in my little dream, I can see all the most wonderful things. Swimming with fish in oceans so deep, or running through fields of cotton candy trees. Anything I could ever imagine in my little dream. Sitting on the Great Wall of China, or jumping into a soda stream. I could not get sticky. It's only a little dream. Falling will not be a problem if there is no gravity. Skipping from Neptune to Jupiter, I'm dancing around the galaxy. Dreaming away, my little dream. You've shown me things I've never seen. From the tops of chocolate mountains, so very sweet, to the dangers of the jungle with the tigers I meet, or riding the camels in the desert heat. But I'd rather adventure at Marshmallow Peak. My little dream is as perfect as I'd like it to be. Dreaming away my little dream. Time to go home soon. I'll have to wake. In bed, all warm and cozy. Dreaming away was my little dream. As my eyes start to open, please do not miss me. I promise to meet you there, where I can fly without a care, in the skies past the stars, every night as I sleep, and dream of you, my little dream. The Whisper Lake by Christina Leone. Christina is a writer and an actor from North Carolina. Give me a reflection, and I'll give it back to you. Come, child, if you dare, to look upon the forest bare. Come, child, if you seek the place where verdant branches speak, where depth and void and wonder quake. Listen to the whisper lake. Listen to the whispers take all your secrets to the breast, enthroned upon the water's crest, till waves return them on frothy wake. Listen to the whisper lake. Give me your reflection, and I'll give it back to you. The next poem is by 14-year-old Valerie L. The first time she looked into his eyes, the future cascaded like a movie. She saw the hospital room, delivering a baby, as he holds her hand, promising forever. And just like that, she fell in love all over again. Slain Dreams by Arista Siebrits. a 17-year-old freshman physics and mathematics student at McAllister College in St. Paul, Minnesota. Dreams, the only escape of the soul, where we can go without judgment, free in essence to be, to live, to, in truth, through meadows stroll, where the deepest depths of our minds, like horses, gallop in fields, or swim like dolphins in the immense vastness of the giant ocean's waves of teal, where no man is owed explanations, no apology, and no truthful sense of what encompasses your purest hopes, your shadowed wishes, or your pretense. And what happens, you ask, when it's gone? The place I can go to rest in truth, liberated, when my dreams become nightmares, frightful, when exists no shelter from the world created. Well then, child, if your dreams are slain, if that place has been ravaged by storm, it is regretfully, I must say, there is only an unretrievable life to emplace, mourn. IDÉE FIXE by Aubrey Kelton. We were gladly unfound and nowhere bound on hot concrete kingdoms, eyelashes laced with fragments of light, all pale in electric pink spectrums, our pockets full of loam, knees red with mercurochrome, beetles mashed in our fists to iridescent paste, like war paint to coat us brave and true. Wings had our feet, and smiles crooked, handsomely offbeat. Now we just look bored and vengeful. IDÉE FIXE, killers for kicks. No one warned us that we'd fail to write our wails as words, overflowing from gutless gaps, unomened haps, the fix betwixt the head and heart words, soon deep sixed with 7 crown. We are perpetually seeking a sunny place for the shady people we've become, somewhere pleasant to lie, face down, to remember that we were once very wide awake and catching the light with our lashes, the only good trap to ever be set. All the Bright Places by Kervin Namoc. This poem was written for one of our listeners, Libby, who would like to thank Kervin for this colorful poem from the girl in all the bright places. I see a girl drowned in the sea of colors, escaping her life stirred in the shades of black, grasping for air, stroking her brush, painting her life. Her tail canvassed in the ocean of strife. All she can see was nothing but darkness, the nothingness she felt by her empty heart. Its dark waters reflected her brightest colors, and the darkness explained it all. I see a girl sketching her perfect world in euphoria, an abstract array by her vivid colors. Her hues were as bright as the sunshine after the dawn. Her shades glowed like the northern lights, such as that glistened like the Elysium, unlike her life loitered in the fields of asphodel. Her smiles may be as bright as it could ever be, but her eyes were as dark as the fissures of the sea. She radiated chartreuse, an aura of green and yellow, but her soul is of truce, tainted white and hollow, She dreamt to be free like the sea breeze and dance across the skies with all her broken colors. But how could she escape if she does not know where to go? How will she run away if all roads lead to a dead end? How could she be brave enough to break her cage if she's already a slave of her fears? How could she even live a life if she's already dead inside? Her darkest shades make her bright. Her doubts, her fears are her rainbows. The storms were her sunshine. And her twilight was nothing but dawn. Her life was not a canvas of silence, but an orchestra of light and colors. But she is all she needs to be. She is what she wants to see. She was, and she does. She's everything she'll never be. Lost Souls by Fabiola, who is a full-time daydreamer in Twickenham, London. I'm tired of screaming and no one listening. I'm tired of singing for people who misunderstood me, but still stand around. Painted smiles, hypocritical poses, but oh, the applause. I'm tired of hoping for a change someday. I'm tired of being loved in the same way. I'm tired of flowers in boxes that quickly wither. I'm tired of seeing my mama cry, even when I'm with her. I'm living someone else's life. But if you have the power to help me, why do you watch from the sidelines? I'm tired of empty promises, spoken through lust. I'm tired of dreaming in the shadows. Do only what you must. When will I be allowed out? What if they can't hear me, no matter how I shout? What if happiness is not what I expect it to be? What if Mother was right? All the beauty you carry, my dear, is just to sweeten a lie. I guess I'm getting tired of being me. Unspoken, unheard, muted, forgotten. When will I breathe? Someday I wish to know. At least when he devoured me, for that one split second, I knew, he knew, I exist. Anyway, I'm fine. I can give him pleasure. I know I get that right every time. Wonder by Ali Crowley. I spend so much time wondering, what's next? Where am I going? What's the plan? How do I get there? And in such wondering, I miss the ever-changing, ever-brief moments of gazing into my children's galactic eyes, noticing their peach fuzz glisten in the sun, the sound and smell of their milky breath, every wrinkle in their pudgy little fingers, the tiniest fingerprints, reaching out to me, carelessly grazing over my skin while they cuddle or nurse. I spend so much time wondering, I forget to bask in the wonderment of two souls embodied, who chose me to be their mama, relying fully on my body and spirit to hold them, feed them, protect them, comfort them, love them unconditionally. It is then I remember. Everything I wonder about is on its way, perfectly aligned. If only I stop the wondering and stay in wonderment. Joyous ease abounds